What is up, you beautiful people out there on the internet? It is I, Michael Shockman, and welcome to the DM Shockman Institute as we dive into our first episode of our class-specific series of 5e Simplified, and we are going to be starting off by diving into the first member of the melee class, the martial class that is, the Barbarian, the Smashy Boys. We're gonna be doing a little bit of breakdown. This is going to be really quick, so we're going to dive right into it. First off, I want to let you know that the Barbarian is the beefiest of the beefy boys, and gets a D12 as their hit die, so pretty awesome. They get the most hit points out of everyone else. In addition, I've got my little thing of notes over here. In addition, they also get access to rages, which allow them to get really strong and really angry and do some extra damage, as well as do some extra things. And honestly, that is what their class mechanics are really focused around. Now, the Barbarian, you might be asking, what makes a Barbarian different from a fighter? Well, that simply is that a Barbarian is more of a wild man, more of a fighter a warrior who trusts the primal paths of everything, and focuses on rage and overwhelming will to be able to do things rather than focusing on tactics and armor and weapons. That's not to say that barbarians don't use weapons, of course they do, but they're far more about getting angry and smashing shit rather than going in and cutting someone's head off tactically, like the fighter would. So we're gonna dive right into things. At first level, they get their rages. They get 2 of them at first level, in addition to a +2 to their rage damage, meaning they get a +2 to damage when they're raging. And they get, like I said, they get 2 rages per day. They also get unarmored defense, which allows them to, instead of wearing armor, which they can wear up to medium of, by the way, and also can wear shields if they so choose. They can use unarmored defense to add your dexterity modifier, as well as your constitution modifier to get an unarmored AC, an unarmored armor class, which basically allows them to rely on their tough skin, their thick skin, rather than relying on the metal or leather or what have you of actual armor. At second level, they get reckless attack, allowing them to, in exchange for getting advantage on all attacks made against them for the next round, they get attacks on all the. They get advantage on the attack that they're making, and there is no limit to that. The number of times that they can use that in a specific turn. So, but every time that they use it, regardless of how many times it is, if they use it even once, all the attacks against them going forward for the next round are at advantage. Anyway, they also get danger sense at second level, which allows them to have advantage on passive perception and investigation checks, I believe. At third level, they get their primal path, which is their archetype, which we will go into at a later date. But for a brief thing here, they can choose from either the Berserker, which is the uber strunky boys who get really angry and get really hulkish and go and smash stuff more, focusing more on and doubling down on the rage rather than things, rather than other stuff, or the Totem Warrior. Now, a quick little addendum: I am only focusing on the features that are offered in the player's handbook at this point. I am not focusing on external or third-party or otherwise books, just so you're aware. But yeah, the Totem Warrior is far more of a mystical and shamanic, as it were, archetype and subclass that allows them to take on the aspects at various points in their level progression of different animals, which allows them to gain different magical benefits. Totem of the Bear being an example, where when they're raging, rather than getting an offensive bonus, they get resistance to all damage except for psychic, which also brings me to a thing about rages. When raging, a barbarian gets resistance, so all damage is halved, that is non-magical and is bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. A Totem of the Bear Barbarian, however, when they choose this, if they were to choose that, would get all damage, including elemental damage, all except for psychic, halved. Uber awesome. Then we move on to level 4. At level 4, at level 4 they get their ability score improvement, and by this point, even from one level before, they've also gone up to 3 rages per day, but they're still at a +2 to their rage damage. And then at 5th level, we move on, and you now officially go up in your, as per usual for all classes, you go up in your proficiency bonus. You also get your extra attack, getting two attacks per round, standard for the normal thing. You also get fast movement, which I believe means that you go up by 10 feet per round on your base movement speed. You then go up to 6th level, where in addition to getting now 4 rages per day, you also get your path feature, which we will discuss that later on in the details, and we'll discuss that at a later point. And then at 7th level, they get Feral Instinct, which allows them, I believe, to also get a further bonus to their passive perception and investigation. And then at 8th level, they get an ability score improvement. And then at 9th level, they get Brutal Attack, which I'm actually going to check here really quick. Hold on. I think... really quick, hold on. Brutal Attack. Beginning at 9th level, you can re-roll... you can roll 1 additional damage die when determining the extra damage for a critical hit with a melee attack. This increases to 2 additional die at 13th level and 3 additional dice at 17th level. And then... Let's go back up. And then at 14th level... At 10th level, we get another pack feature. Again, we'll check that out later. And then at 11th level, we get access to... by this point, we get a +3 to our additional damage done with rage, and have had so for a little bit, for about 2 levels now. And then at 12th level, we get another ability score improvement, as per usual. That's about once every 4 levels, for most classes, except for fighters, which we'll get into later. And then we also get 5 rages at this point at 12th level. And then at 13th level, we go up to a +5 on our proficiency bonus. We then go to Brutal Critical of 2 additional die instead of just 1. As well as, I think that's about it. At 14th level, we get another path feature. And then at 16th level, or at 15th level, we get Persistent Rage, which I'm actually going to read this one for you guys, just so I read it verbatim. Relentless Rage and Persistent Rage. Beginning at 15th level, your rage is so fierce that it ends early only if you fall unconscious or if you choose to end it. That means that at 15th level, if you're a barbarian and you don't attack anybody, your rage doesn't end. Definitely get some more mileage out of that. Then at, let's see here, then at 16th level, you get another ability score improvement, and your rage damage goes up to a +4, which is pretty good. At 17th level, you get a Brutal Critical of +3 die, as well as an additional rage per day, bringing it to a total of 6. And then at 18th level, you get Indomitable Might, which I will go down and read that. Come on. Indomitable Might. At 18th level, if your total for a strength check is less than your strength score, you can now use that score in place of your total. So it basically means you want to be as strong as possible. And then at 19th level, you get your last ability score improvement. And then at 20th level, you go to Primal Champion. Just for the sake of things. Primal Champion. At 20th level, you embody the power of the wilds. Your strength and constitution scores increase by 4. Your maximum for those scores is now 24. Alright, that about covers the level by level things. Now we're going to be going a little bit into some of the fine-tuned things of stuff. So a little bit of a thing about the. I'm just going to read the overviewing description of the two basic subclasses in the player's handbook. So let's see here. Alright, Path of the Berserker. For some barbarians, rage is a means to an end, that end being violence. The Path of the Berserker is a path of untrammeled fury, slick with blood. As you enter the Berserker's rage, you thrill in the chaos of battle, heedless of your own health or well-being. You get 2 or 3 specific, four specific abilities for this one. You get at 3rd level you get Frenzied Rage, which I'll read it verbatim. It says, starting when you choose this path at 3rd level, you can go into a frenzy when you rage. If you do so, for the duration of your rage, you can make a single weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns after this one. When your rage ends, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion. Okay, just so you're aware. At 6th level, you get Mindless Rage, which makes it so you can't be charmed or frightened while raging. If you are charmed or frightened when you enter rage, the effect is suspended for the duration of the rage. At 10th level, you get Intimidating Presence, which allows you to use your action to frighten someone with your menacing presence. When you do so, choose one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. If the creature you can see or hear you, it must succeed a Wisdom saving throw DC equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier, or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn. On subsequent turns, you can use your action to extend the duration of the effect on the frightened creature until the end of your next turn. This effect ends if the creature ends its turn out of line of sight of you or more than 60 feet away from you. So basically, as long as they don't get too far away, you can just be like, boo! And they'll stay frightened of you. And last but not least, at 14th level, you get Retaliation. Starting at 14th level, when you take damage from a creature that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against that creature. Alright. Now, the other one we're going to do is we're going to do the Totem Warrior. Path of the Totem Warrior is a spiritual journey as the barbarian accepts a spirit animal as guide, protector, and inspiration. In battle, your totem spirit fills you with supernatural might, adding magical fuel to your barbarian rage. Most barbarian tribes consider totem animals to be kin to a particular clan. In such cases, it is unusual for an individual to have more than one totem animal spirit, though exceptions do exist. One feature that we automatically get is Spirit Seeker. Yours is the path the natural. Yours is the path that seeks attunement with the natural world, giving you a kinship with beasts. At 3rd level, when you adopt this path, you gain the ability to cast Beast Sense and speak with animal spells, but only as rituals, as described in the spellcasting section of the book. You also get Totem Spirit at 3rd level, which at 3rd level, when you adopt this path, you choose a Totem Spirit and gain its feature. You must make or acquire a physical totem object, an amulet, or a similar adornment that incorporates fur or feathers, claws, teeth, or bones of the totem animal. At your option, you can also gain minor physical attributes that are reminiscent of your totem spirit. For example, if you have a bear totem spirit, you might be unusually hairy or thick-skinned. If your totem is an eagle, your eyes might turn bright yellow. Your totem animal might be an animal related to those listed here, but more appropriate to your homeland. For example, you could choose a hawk or vulture in a place of an eagle. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the whole thing about this, but I am going to say that I'm going to tell you each of the things, and you guys can look it up on your own. So you've got the bear, which is your chunky boy. You've got the eagle, which is your sighty boy. You've got the elk, which is your majestic boy. You've got the tiger, which is your rari boy. And then you've got the wolf, which is your wolfy boy. Wolves are all about pack tactics. Tigers are about physical excellence. Elk are about speed. Eagles are about being able to see and perceive things. And bears are about resisting damage. So, okay. Then you at 6th level you get Aspect of the Beast. Same basic principle, just with bigger bonuses. And then at 14th level you get Totemic Attunement. You gain a magical benefit based on on a totem animal of your choice. You choose, yeah. So you can choose the different things. So yeah. Summarizing everything we've just learned. Barbarians they get the highest hit die. They can use martial and simple weapons, as well as medium, light armor, and shields. They get the ability to not have to wear armor, as long as their stats are high enough, if you want a high AC. They get in the player's handbook, they get 2 options, those being the Berserker or the Totem Warrior. And they also get access to the Rage feature, which allows them to be slightly more ahead in terms of both the damage and durability standpoint of things in combat. All-around summary, the Barbarian is probably one of the... I'm not going to say simplest, but I'm going to say most intuitive and fun classes to play if you don't really want to do a lot of role-playing or skill checking. If you just want to hit stuff and have a good old time, if you're playing like a Beer and Pretzels game, I highly recommend the Barbarian. It's a great thing. After all, there's a reason that we have a famous one in our thing. Hashtag Conan the Barbarian, Conan for life. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to about do it for us today on today's episode of 5e Simplified. Stay tuned for next week for next episode, which will probably be next week, when we dive into the fighter, the next class in the melee genre. Until then, guys, I'm Michael Shockman. I've been your host and commentator. And remember, keep it real, keep it safe, keep it healthy, and we'll see you guys again soon in the Institute. Later, guys.